Good afternoon and welcome to a very, very special jet experience. Today is a glorious day, an exciting day, and probably a delicious day because we are at Knott's Berry Farm. It is the Taste of Calico. It is the first major theme park in Southern California to open their kind of main gates. The park is still closed, the rides are not open, but they are having a special Taste of Calico over in Ghost Town, where basically it's adults, we get 5 items we can get, and children got 3 items. We've already got our tickets. This weekend is already sold out. It's pre-order tickets only, so people that already had tickets. So without, I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to go get over to Ghost Town and find out what they have to experience. All right, we're making our way into the park, directly into Ghost Town. And we'll take a look at the map so we can figure out where everything is.
Oh, look at that. I like the doggy. Howdy, ma'am.
All right, so we are at the first line where we want to get our food, and it is a lengthy line. Even with the social distancing marks, you can see just how long this line is. To give you an idea, so we're back over right by the front entrance, next to the kind of photo op area, and there's the main gate. And as I turn, here's the end of the line for Sutter's. Of course, it's a little bit longer than it would be otherwise because of the 6 feet, but it's still very, very long. So while we are waiting in line, which is going to be a long line, probably over an hour, I decided to go out and kind of walk around and see the rest of the places and what the lines look like, and then we'll talk a little bit about what they've got here. They've got 8 different locations open with food, and my suspicion of why Sutter's is so long is because, one, it's the first one listed. It's got multiple options for dinner, whereas all the other ones, some of them have like an entree type option and mostly desserts. So we're walking by Ghost Town Grub right now, which is right behind me. Hopefully we can see because my sunglasses are extremely polarized, so I can't actually see the screen at all. And they've got funnel cakes and biscuit bites with bread pudding. Bread pudding is one of the things that we may want to try later, but it's looking like this line maybe not as long, but still pretty long. It's wrapping around all the way to the Birdcage Theater and beyond. Fireman's Brigade Barbecue, we'll get it behind me real quick, and they have a boysenberry sausage, roasted corn with butter and cheese, and then a basil lemonade. So right behind me is the Wilderness Dance Hall patio, and they've got a gumbo with chicken, shrimp, and boysenberry sausage on rice, boysenberry flavored alcohols, beer, wine, and sangria, and a boysenberry smoothie. And you can see the line a little bit behind me over that shoulder there. Hard to tell where it's actually going, but there's it's not as long of a line it looks like, although it is wrapping around the building that way. So we're going to continue on. And over by the Calico River Rapids, they have a relax zone, which is, they've got some tables set out. One of the places you can kind of eat, as well as, take your mask off. And the tables are all split apart, at least 6 feet. They're actually closer to 10 feet, it looks like. And here is Wilderness Broiler. You can see off in the distance there. They've got a cucumber lemonade, deep fried potato chips with an onion dip, which actually sounds really good, as well as a pastrami sandwich on a pretzel bun. And so that's going to be this line coming up this way. And the problem is now the lines are so close, we're going to have to almost squeeze our way through. And so once you get to the back over by, we're at the Pony Express, they've actually got it blocked off so that way nobody can go on past there. So to get to the other ones, we'll have to go back down this way and back over towards Main Street. And so as we walk down this way, we'll get a decent shot of these 2 lines. This is actually one line. It's coming up on the right side and then looping back around behind me and coming up on the left side. So unfortunately, it looks like every single line is going to be monumentally long. Here is a separate line here. The one on my left now is for the broiler, so this one must be for probably the dance hall patio, possibly. Or it could even be the fireman's barbecue. Okay, so that line that I was talking about on the left is for the dance hall, which is coming around here, and you can see where the food station is up there. It looks like I can make my way through here where there's no people. We'll go until they stop me or tell me to turn around, because I'm still trying to find the other 3 locations, which should be over this way, probably over by the theater, I would say. As we walk through the next to the graveyard. Now we're getting back towards some restaurants. Got it. And there's also some shopping out, some kind of almost like kiosks that are open right now. And as we're working our way over toward a couple of the stages, there's cowboy entertainment up on the stage. Hopefully he's not overpowering me. This line comes around over here and it's going inside there. And then here is a separate line for over this side. But as we can see, this line is coming back quite a bit, just like all the other lines this way, as we're over by general merchandise store and the miners outfitting department. And now we're back over right in front of Sutter's. So I'm gonna work my way back over to our spot in line. We got in line at 5:45. It's kind of moving, but it's not monumentally quick. So we'll see how far they've moved up and check in once we get up to the front, just to see how long the line was. And then we'll get to the most exciting part, which is trying the food and showing what the food looks like. We'll get a quick time check. It's about 6:20, and we finally made it to the first actual marker along the pathway, because the line is so long. I don't know if they didn't want to put out so many markers, or if they actually ran out of markers, or if they didn't anticipate these long of lines, but probably at least half of the line doesn't actually have markers. So they're kind of going around telling people, oh, stop here, back up here, and they're keeping it actually more than 6 feet. So now we're back up to the markers, so those will be 6 feet. And what we're planning to get here, probably the basil lemonade, mac and cheese bites with french fries and sriracha ketchup, which we've actually tried a version of those on a previous video of ours, but it came with a ranch instead of the sriracha ketchup. And then they have vegetarian samosas with a boysenberry chutney. So we're gonna get all of that, and we're gonna use up 3 of our 5 picks. So that way we'll have probably 1 more line's worth, and we'll go find a good dessert maybe to try after dinner. So we made it to the front. We are actually next in line. And quick time check, it's 6:33, so we were in line just over 45 minutes. And we're just waiting for the next line to open up. They'll go up almost like a NASCAR pit crew and wipe it down, sanitize it real quick, and then we'll be able to move up and place our order. We got the food. There's music all around us, and the tables were kind of hard to get, so we got one right in the sun, but that's fine, and it's right near the speaker, so hopefully the mic is gonna pick me up. So here's kind of the mac and cheese bites. It's like about 5 bites, with the rest of it is a bed of fries, and here's the sriracha ketchup on it. Here's the samosas. They're pretty big size actually, and there's 2 of them with the chutney. Gotta drink the basil lemonade. I've already had a little sip of this. It's like heavily infused. Thanks. It's got 1 basil leaf floating inside it. We'll dive right into the mac and cheese bites. Oh wow, these are definitely better than the ones we had last time. Really, really creamy inside, lots of flavor, good flavor. So I'll jump over and try the samosas now. The chutney almost looks more like a jam. A little bit spicy, but because I dipped it, I don't know if it was the chutney or the samosa itself. The spice is definitely the chutney. There's a little bit of spice in the samosa itself, but nothing like what I got on the first bite. Yeah, that's really good too. A very random combination, samosas and mac and cheese bites. Quite a good way to start the night off. All right, so we finally made it up to the front of the line. This one was basically just as long, if not even a little longer, than Sutter's. And we're getting a couple bread puddings here, and then a biscuit bites. So here's the biscuit bites, which comes with boysenberry butter dipping sauce. And then they got a couple bread puddings over here, which I'm actually not going to try because I really don't like bread pudding. So I have occasionally been known to try stuff that I wouldn't otherwise try for the channel, but I just really don't like bread pudding. So I'm going to forego on that one, but I'm going to try and use a fork. So here is the biscuit bite. It's about the size of a shooter marble, and we'll get it, oh, came right off. So we're gonna have to go with the fingers, I guess. And if you hear pounding, it's we're sitting right next to the blacksmith, which you can see right behind me. And here we go. It's really good. It really does just taste like a combination between a mini biscuit and actually a funnel cake with a little bit of powdered sugar on it. And the sweetness from the boysenberry butter dipping sauce gives it a nice little flavor to it. Yeah, overall, this is extremely good. It's not overly sweet. It's just kind of like the perfect mix. And there's our absolute favorite ride as a family at Knott's, the Calico mine train. It's all lit up, waters are running, just the ride's not running. And there's the big stage right in the middle of the park where they have concerts pretty much year-round, depending on what the theme is. So back over by Johnny Rockets is the hidden gem of all of these empty tables, but more importantly, right next to Johnny Rockets is the new ride right above the arcade, which is Knott's Berry Tales. So let's zoom in a little bit. And there we have it. They've even got, you know, kind of like the movement going on it. It replaced the previous kind of 3D, 4D ride they had that was set under the water. Can't wait for the ride, or for the park to reopen and the ride to open so we can go try this new ride. And here we are coming up on an extremely desolate and empty boardwalk. They've got the barricades up so you can't go past it. Get a nice little shot of the very empty boardwalk with what is my personal favorite new ride here, the Hang Time roller coaster. Wait a minute, excuse me, sir, ma'am, where are your masks? You have to be wearing masks to be at the Taste of Calico. I'm gonna have to insist that you put them on because you're not eating right now. All right, so that's gonna do it for our experience at Taste of Calico, Knott's Berry Farm. Food was all really good, but I'm gonna take a minute to talk about the actual experience. Gonna be a little brutally honest, but you know, that's part of why people come watch. So I'm sure the park themselves did a pretty good job of planning this out. You know, they've got the markers out, all the kind of the rules, what's blocked off. But tonight was a really good example, I think, of why it's probably gonna be a while before theme parks are able to go back to even being remotely close to how theme parks were. Because even though there were markers on the ground, I constantly saw people in line that they just basically merged into one big line, almost as if it's a normal theme park. Plenty of people walking around like this, masks like this, and the biggest perpetrator of masks like this. What we're seeing is not everybody is gonna follow the rules, and at the end of the day, Knott's Berry Farm and all the other theme parks are private property, so they can set whatever rules they want to set, and then you have to follow those rules. Hopefully people will continue to follow the rules, or begin to follow it even a little more. There are a lot of people here. That part aside, The food was really good. It was really nice to be back in a theme park again. Even though all the rides are closed. It was $25 for an adult, $15 for a child. Adults get 5 options and children get 3 options. Hope you liked the video. If so, please give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you ring the bell below, you'll get notifications of all of our videos. As always, be kind and be real, and join us on our next experience.